Malaysia, a vibrant Southeast Asian nation known for its incredible diversity, natural beauty, and cultural richness. Also, some of the most iconic places like the Petronas Twin Towers, based in Kuala Lumpur, and also one of the most important national dishes around the world, nasi lemak. But who would have thought that a country like Malaysia with such great history, such influence towards the world, to cause a controversy like this? Ladies and gentlemen, today we will be talking about the Malaysia FAM controversy. Honestly, I am still in shock about what has happened, what I've witnessed. I generally did not expect this to happen, especially for a national team level. So how did this all happen? Let's go back to the 10th of June 2025. Malaysia against Vietnam. One of the most important games in that group stage for the AFC qualifications for 2027. And Malaysia absolutely humbled Vietnam 4-0. But they have complained to the FA. Well, allegedly. We still don't know who actually did. How I feel, it's gotta be Malaysia or maybe Indonesia that's just trying to cause some havoc.
How? How? How?
Let's just say Vietnam complained to the FA, instigate an investigation on the Malaysian national team, especially certain players that have played in that game. Because this was such an important game, it does potentially affect who qualifies in which place. You want to be finishing first place in that group, and Malaysia is currently first place with 13 points or 12 points, something like that. Vietnam is in second place with 9 points, and then Laos in third place with 3 points, which they're probably not going to qualify. September 26, a report has called out forged or falsified documents against Malaysia. Malaysia got caught lacking. We're talking about birth certificates from remote villages that just does not make sense. Dates that are just completely incorrect. 0 hospital records. And family trees that just look deceased. And all of these players have been nationalized within months. Pretty much FAM has been playing Football Manager in real life. The FAM has been hit with a 350,000 CHF, so that's about 1.9 million ringgit, which is a lot of money. And all of the players have been slapped for a 12-month ban. So that means they can't play for the club, they can't play for Malaysia, they can't do anything. So who are these 7 players? Who are these 7 culprits? Well, alleged culprits. Gabriel Baromero, who's a 23-year-old fullback that plays for Tenerife in Spain. Facundo Garces is a 26-year-old centre-back that plays for Alvarez in Spain. Rodrigo Holgado, a 30-year-old striker that's playing for CD America in Colombia. Irmaro Machuca is a 25-year-old right-winger that plays for Vélez in Argentina. And the other 3 players are actually currently playing for Johor: João Figueiredo, John Irazabi, and Hector Hedel. So all of them cannot play football for 12 months, which means it's 12 months salary gone, which is, you know, no income, and they're going to be unfit to play after 12 months because they don't have any training facilities to keep fit on. So technically, their reputation is absolutely slumping to the floor now. They can't do anything. I think there was a player that actually went to the FAM to basically see if they can do anything to get this player to play football again, because he can't not play football. He has to provide money for his family. I feel bad for these players because personally, I hope that they didn't know this. If they knew about the corruption and the false documents and everything, then it's on them 100% that they deserve what is coming. Because if someone tells you, especially like with an FA, that's like, oh, you can play for our country, then like that's the most reliable source, right? You're not going to do like a blood test or anything. You're going to be like, I'll take your word for it. And I don't really know if this is true, but I think Johor basically posted a picture on Instagram that he has found his family that's based in Malaysia. Now, I don't know how real that is. It might just be a stint from Johor or the FAM. I think if that was the case, you could have used that picture ages ago, and you don't need to post it on social media. Like, you could just basically say, look, these are the actual birth certificates. Please use them. They're actually legit. I'm actually from Malaysia, and not just post a fucking picture on Instagram. Like, that's not going to do anything. That just makes me think that you're more of a liar even more. The next segment I want to talk about is actually the club, Johor. Now, I have nothing against Johor supporters. I personally think Johor supporters are insane. In a good way, in a good way. But there's a lot of questions I have for that club. Not just the owner, but the Prince of Johor, the owner of Johor, and the previous person that's in charge of the FAM have said these words. We have identified 6 to 7 heritage players and hope the Malaysian government could assist in the process of obtaining Malaysian passports in order for them to play in the Asia Cup 2027 qualifiers. There's so many things that can be questioned from those statements. So this is something I want to point out. Now, I'm not 100% sure. These are just speculations. This is how I actually personally feel. And also, I just want to say there is a YouTuber that actually made a video just before that I did. So shout out to you. It's the Asian Athletic. He also posted a video about this segment that I'm about to mention. If you're interested to see his point of view, feel free to go to the description. I will link his video as well. So basically, every league in Asia has specific rules. So in Malaysia, each club are allowed 15 foreign players in the squad. So in the starting 11, only 7 foreign players are allowed to start. But in the match day squad, and only 9 are allowed to start in the match squad. Sorry, not start. Only 9 can be allowed to be in the squad for the match day. So the 7 slots that the players are allowed for the foreigners in the squad has a rule to it. 5 of them can be absolutely foreign, so they can be from like the UK, they can be like Argentina, America, they can be fucking out Egypt if they want to. 1 has to be from AFC, so that's the likes of Japan, South Korea, China, you know, Australia, like all of those other places. There's another spot that's only allowed for places of ASEAN, ASEAN, which is basically Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, and etc. Like those sort of countries. So if you guys didn't know, a long time ago, the Spanish has colonized the Philippines. So most of the people that are in the Philippines are probably not naturally Philippines. There's probably a bit of Spanish. I found 4 Filipino players that plays for Johor, but doesn't play for the national Philippine team. Antonio Gauda, who is a Philippine Spanish, and he has played for multiple clubs. He's a veteran, 30 years old. Next, we got Oscar Arribas. He is Philippine Spanish, and he has played for AD Alcorcon, 117 appearances with 10 goals and 5 assists. And he's also played for a bit for Johor with 75 appearances with 12 goals and 12 assists. Next, we got Enzo Lombardo, who is Philippine French, and he has played most of his time in Spain for Racing, 68 appearances with 6 goals and 9 assists, and SD Huesca, 48 appearances, 1 goal and 1 assist. Tetor Martin, he's a Philippine Spanish, and he has played in Tenerife for 98 appearances, 6 goals and 2 assists. He is basically born and bred in that place, and he has played football pretty much there his whole career. The one thing that I'm quite skeptical on this is that these guys are representing the Philippines. None of them has played a single game for the Philippines. Now, there are multiple Philippine players that plays in the Malaysian league, and I think only half of them actually plays for the national team. Now, what I think happened is that they are probably legitimately Philippines. They are actually Filipinos. But I think what happened is that Johor told these players, look, we're going to sign you. We really, really want you, but we need you to change your nationality. You guys can play for the Philippines if you want, but if you're coming to this team, you are Filipino. And there's actually one more player that I'm just really, I just do not believe. Like this one is, it just smells of fraudulent. Nacho Mendes. Look, I know he's a good player. He has played for Gijon pretty much his whole career, from the B team to the starting 11, and has been a free transfer to Johor. And the moment that he joined, he's got Malaysian citizenship. I don't know how he's got that. So, did we see this coming? If we go back to 2024, we have seen an infamous post on Instagram.
Hell no. to the no. Yeah.
So I don't really know how this all happened, but I had a feeling that this was actually in the groundworks from some higher ups in Malaysia football for the longest time. Fans and people have been raving that, oh my god, we got Josh Brownhill to represent Malaysia in the future. This is great. There was that whole thing that happened with Josh Brownhill, and not just him. He's not the only player that has been approached. Isaac Hayden has been approached as well. He has completely denied it, like it is completely false. It's never true. He does not have Malaysian blood. There's also Ethan Wethy, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is a very young Man United midfielder. I think he does have Malaysian root, I think, but he just doesn't want to represent Malaysia. But I think in the future, he might be interested to do that. It was a rumor completely. Elmiel Smith-Rowe was apparently eligible to play for Malaysia, was actually approached in 2024 by social media platforms. And immediately him and his account basically said, nah, we are not Malaysian. And basically that account has been deleted and everything. But there's so many like weird vibes with the whole, you know, trying to be Malaysian, trying to get football players to represent Malaysia. Indonesia they're getting so many players from foreign countries because they actually have Indonesian blood, like especially from the Netherlands, because of the past with the Netherlands and Indonesia and that whole shenanigans that's happened. And I think as a Malaysian supporter, I would be very worried, and I would just hope and pray for the best, because you know your national team is nice, you got good players in there, you got good representatives, you don't need to cheat the system. I generally don't know why the FA of Malaysia is doing all of this. Maybe it's got the backing of Johor, like who knows? Maybe they got something. Maybe they're getting a slice of this pie. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is justified for the players that are being banned for 12 months? What is your opinion? Do you think Malaysia deserves this sort of treatment? How would you prevent this from happening? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like this video, subscribe to this channel. Much love to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.